Fear, it's something we all feel. Something we've all experienced. Whether it's the nervous anticipation before a big presentation, the tension in your body when walking down a dark alley, or the terror of encountering something dangerous. Fear is universal. But what exactly is fear? And why does it have such a powerful grip on us? Today, we're diving into the science of fear. From its biological roots to how it shapes our behaviors and lives. Brief pause. Voiceover continues. Fear is one of our most primal emotions. It's a survival mechanism, hardwired into our brains to protect us from harm. Imagine you're walking in the woods, and suddenly you hear a rustling in the bushes. In that split second, your body reacts. Your heart starts racing, your muscles tense, and your senses sharpen. All of this happens automatically, without you even thinking about it. This is fear at work. But what happens inside your body to trigger this response? Brief pause. Voiceover continues. Fear begins in a part of the brain called the amygdala, which is responsible for processing emotions, especially threats. When the amygdala detects danger, it sends signals throughout the body, activating the sympathetic nervous system. This system is responsible for initiating what we call the fight or flight response. The fight or flight response prepares your body to either confront the threat or run from it. Your heart rate increases, your pupils dilate, and your muscles tense. You're ready for action. Pause for effect. Voiceover continues. This response is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. In prehistoric times, it helped early humans react quickly to life-threatening situations, like predators or other dangers. This immediate reaction could mean the difference between life and death. But what about today? We don't face predators on a daily basis. So why do we still experience fear? Pause for thought. Voiceover continues. In the modern world, fear isn't just triggered by physical threats. Fear can be psychological. It's the anxiety you feel when you're faced with an upcoming exam or a job interview. It's the tension you feel when you're in a crowded space, or the worry about what the future might hold. These are all examples. Chronic fear, or anxiety, where the threat is not immediate, but is mentally projected. Slight change in tone. Voiceover continues. There are also fears that are more specific. These are called phobias. A phobia is an irrational fear of something that is unlikely to cause harm, like fear of spiders, heights, or even public speaking. Phobias can disrupt a person's life significantly, causing them to avoid certain situations or places. The fear is often disproportionate to the actual danger involved. Pause for clarity. Voiceover continues. But it's not just about the brain. Fear has a profound effect on our body. When we're afraid, the body releases adrenaline, a hormone that prepares us to either fight or flee. This causes a surge in energy, making us feel more alert. It also slows down other functions, like digestion, to direct energy where it's most needed. This heightened state of alertness is designed to keep us safe. Brief pause to let this sink in. Voiceover continues. However, in today's world, fear isn't always tied to life-threatening situations. We often feel fear when we encounter situations that challenge us, even if they are not physically dangerous. For example, a sudden surge of anxiety before a presentation or performance can feel like a fight or flight response, but the outcome is far less dire. Slight change in tone to focus on modern context. Voiceover continues. In fact, fear plays a huge role in modern society. The media, advertisements, and even social media platforms often use fear to grab our attention. Headlines that evoke fear are more likely to be clicked on. Politicians may use fear to push certain agendas, and advertisers often play on our insecurities to sell products. Fear can even be contagious. Fear spreads from person to person, especially in groups, which is why panics can spread so quickly. Pause to reflect on how fear is used in society. Voiceover continues. The constant exposure to fear, even in small doses, can lead to SAST, chronic stress, and anxiety, which can have long-term effects on our health. Studies have shown that chronic fear and stress can contribute to problems such as heart disease, high blood pressure, and mental health disorders. Slightly more upbeat tone to introduce solutions. Voiceover continues. But fear doesn't have to control us. There are ways to understand it and manage it. One of the most effective ways to combat fear is through exposure therapy. This technique involves gradually facing the things you fear, starting with less intimidating situations, and working your way up. Over time, your body learns that the feared object or situation isn't as dangerous as it feels. Voiceover continues. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques can also help reduce the impact of fear. By focusing on the present moment and calming your mind, you can lower your body's stress response and avoid being overwhelmed by fear. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can reframe negative thoughts and help manage anxiety. Calm a tone to bring a sense of relief. Voiceover continues. At its core, fear is simply a signal. It's telling us that we are in a situation that requires our attention. But by understanding how fear works and why we feel it, we can learn to embrace it rather than be controlled by it. Fear doesn't have to be a barrier to success. It can be a motivator, pushing us to perform better and take action. The key is understanding it and using it to our advantage. Pause for reflection. Voiceover concludes. Fear is a natural part of being human, but it doesn't define us. By acknowledging its power and understanding its role, we can live more empowered lives. So, the next time fear comes knocking at your door, remember, it's just your body's way of preparing you to face the world. And with the right tools, you can face it head on. Call to action. Voiceover. If you found this video insightful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content that delves into the fascinating science behind our everyday experiences. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching.